1. As the plane took off, a passenger noticed a strange figure sitting in the seat behind them, only to turn around and find the seat empty. 2. The pilot announced that due to turbulence, the plane would be flying through a storm. Lightning flashed outside the windows, casting eerie shadows on the cabin walls. 3. A flight attendant went missing midway through the flight, and passengers began to suspect foul play as they searched the plane for her. 4. A passenger claimed to have seen a ghostly figure wandering the aisles late at night, disappearing whenever someone tried to approach. 5. The in-flight entertainment system suddenly started playing a disturbing video of a man in a mask, taunting the passengers with cryptic messages. 6. The plane's autopilot malfunctioned, sending the aircraft into a nosedive that left passengers screaming in terror. 7. Strange symbols began appearing on the windows, written in a language none of the passengers could understand. 8. The lights flickered on and off, casting the cabin into darkness as whispers echoed through the air. 9. A passenger suddenly went into a trance, speaking in a language no one recognized as they predicted the plane's impending doom. 10. The air suddenly grew cold, frost forming on the windows as passengers huddled together for warmth. 11. A passenger's reflection in the window suddenly showed a distorted, grotesque face staring back at them. 12. The pilot's voice crackled over the intercom, his words garbled and distorted as he made incomprehensible announcements. 13. The plane's engine suddenly cut out, leaving the aircraft silent as it plummeted towards the ground. 14. The flight attendants began acting strangely, their smiles turning into sinister sneers as they served drinks and snacks. 15. The plane suddenly flew through a mysterious fog, obscuring the view outside and leaving passengers disoriented. 16. A passenger discovered a hidden compartment in the floor of the plane, filled with strange artifacts and relics from a bygone era. 17. The cabin filled with a foul stench, causing passengers to gag and cover their noses as they searched for the source. 18. A child's laughter echoed through the cabin, even though there were no children aboard the plane. 19. The windows suddenly frosted over, blocking out all visibility as passengers panicked and screamed. 20. A passenger found a torn and blood-stained note tucked into their seat pocket, warning of a malevolent presence on board. 21. The plane's emergency exit suddenly sealed shut, trapping passengers inside as they frantically tried to escape. 22. The in-flight turbulence grew more intense, causing the plane to shake violently as screams filled the cabin. 23. The pilot's voice was replaced by a sinister whisper, urging passengers to abandon hope as the plane hurtled towards its doom. 24. A passenger's phone received a mysterious text message from an unknown number, warning them to prepare for the worst. 25. The overhead bin suddenly flew open, spilling their contents onto the floor as passengers looked on in horror. 26. A mysterious fog began seeping through the cabin vents, causing passengers to cough and choke on the noxious fumes. 27. The in-flight meal suddenly turned rancid, causing passengers to retch and vomit in disgust. 28. The plane suddenly flew through a dark cloud of bats, their screeches echoing through the cabin as passengers ducked and screamed. 29. A passenger's reflection in the bathroom mirror suddenly showed a distorted, demonic face staring back at them. 30. The in-flight movie suddenly switched to a disturbing film of a plane crash, sending passengers into a panic. 31. The plane suddenly veered off course, flying towards a dark and foreboding mountain range as passengers gasped in horror. 32. The stewardesses suddenly began speaking in unison, their voices merging into a chilling cacophony that sent shivers down passenger spines. 33. The cabin lights flickered and went out, leaving passengers in pitch darkness as they fumbled for their phones and emergency lights. 34. A passenger seat suddenly reclined on its own, trapping them in a reclining position as they struggled to sit upright. 35. The air pressure in the cabin suddenly dropped, causing passengers' ears to pop and noses to bleed. 36. The plane's emergency oxygen masks suddenly dropped from the ceiling, their plastic faces staring blankly at terrified passengers. 37. A passenger's book suddenly burst into flames, the flames licking at their fingers as they dropped the burning book in horror. 38. The cabin light suddenly turned blood red, casting a sinister glow over the terrified passengers as they screamed in terror. 39. As the plane landed, passengers breathed a collective sigh of relief, only to realize that the horrors they had experienced in the air were far from over.
Now, these would be great missions on their own, but I recommend when you're air traveling to a different location in the game, use one of these. Or make your own. Have fun.